I will never cease to be amazed at learning what the human body is capable of and figuring out how accurately you can predict certain things. There's always some level of unknown. There's always a bunch of independent variables that you can't really control. But to be able to look back 12 weeks ago and say, these are the goals that I have, here's the plan that I'm going to implement to try to get there, it just is crazy to me sometimes how you can get to that point and say, well, I feel like I'm exactly on track, and that's what today represented for me. The goal for today was to take 2 triples at around 92 to 93% on my squat and my bench press, and these would determine what my opener would be. I had pretty good ideas of very conservative openers, and I did basically those last week for 4 sets of 3. But this, I overreached during that week on purpose. I was intentionally trying to spike the intensity and the volume to overload myself, and so this week is pretty much testing in a fatigue deficit and seeing what I'm capable of doing. And I was really impressed with being able to do this in that fatigue deficit. And I don't want to sound egotistical or like I'm patting myself on the back too hard, but I was just really stoked to come in and hit this 600-pound squat for 2 triples. And I think the second set actually is better than the first. My camera on the side was super crooked on that first set, and so you can't really tell anything that's going on from the hip angle, so I added the second view on this one with the fixed camera angle, and I am pretty pleased with this. I think that if I can hit this for a triple with this standard of the lift, hitting it for a single and making sure that I can absolutely bury it is going to be no problem day of the meet, especially after a week of actual deloading and not being in a fatigue debt. I am so excited to get my attempts ready to go and to give my absolute best on the day. I am usually, I usually hit my PRs at the meet. I very rarely PR in the gym. All my best lifts ever have always been done at a meet, and I'm really stoked at the opportunity to put this solid training cycle into effect. So now you're seeing my warm-ups for the bench press. Everything felt really smooth and really strong. That work, the overload work with the slingshot, I think really has been helping with my liftoff more than anything else. My ability to handle those heavier weights with a solid liftoff really improved my confidence and really improved my positioning. And with the exception of right there, my butt coming up a little bit on the third rep, that was a 10-pound training cycle PR for me. And then I put on 380, which is my planned second attempt at this point, and if everything is going well. And that moved pretty well too. I had a little bit of a snag on the right side, but again, this is not a fresh press, and I believe that if I open with 365 or 355 here and then went to 380 as a second, I have a real shot at hitting a PR, which I've been stuck at for quite some time. Never been able to do more than 385 in a contest, and I'd really like to break past that at this meet, and I think it's never been more possible than it is right now. So that's the workout. It was pretty short, pretty sweet, and I'm very pleased with it. I have kind of a similar session planned for my deadlifts on Thursday. It's going to be heavy, it's going to be short, it's going to be lower volume, cutting the volume from last week in half essentially, and then we start the mini taper and the deload into the meet, and I am so excited to see if I can pull this all together and get the numbers that I picked for myself 12 weeks ago. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Deadlifts are going to be nerve-wracking and potentially awesome. So I'll see you there. Have a great night. Bye.